So, if you want to skip to the good part, the decorating, just skim through this part right here and get to the video. But this is the informational part. So, garlands. Okay, where can you go to buy garlands? If you want to go in store, the options you have, it's a huge amount of options you have. You can go to Walmart, At Home, Home Goods, Home Depot, Costco's, Walmart, Kmart. They don't have Kmart no more. Burlington's, just many in-store options you have. For me, I did in stores because I'm using the same garlands that I used last year, and I went to Burlington's and Michael's, I believe, and I ordered new ones online. So your online options, well, the ones that I know is Amazon, Wayfair, and Hobby Lobby, but that's an in-store option too. So most of these stores you can, do online options with them and they'll deliver to you. But you can also just go in stores and get it yourself also. But I honestly really like to use Amazon because they deliver and you can return it at any time. And it has many different manufacturers. So you have all the options and varieties to pick from when you go on Amazon. Let's talk about places you can put garlands. So the traditional places is a fireplace, an archway, and a stairwell. But for me, I don't have either of those. I have a piece of archway that enters into my living room. I don't have a full archway because it's like straight and then it goes to the arch. But I decided not to let that hold me back, and I did garlands around the back of my couch. And I also did them in my windowsill, and I did pieces of garland over the pictures in my house. So those are also many places that you can do garlands in to make your house feel very festive. One thing you want to take into consideration is measuring. Measuring is a big aspect that you want to incorporate into adding garlands to your house. So if you're going to do a stairwell, let's say you have a 9-foot stairwell. Now if you want to just run the garland straight up the stairwell, that's perfectly fine. Measure it and go out and buy those inches. But if you want a swooped look that I have, you have to get extra garland. So let's say you measure your stairwell and it says you need 12 feet of garland. You want to get at least, I would say, 2 additional garlands to add to that so that you can get that swooped effect, or else you're not going to be able to get the swooped effect with the correct amount of feet that your railing is. You'll run short of garland. What else? Let's see. A lot of these, I have a lot of tips in here that I took from my favorite interior designer, Robeson. She is a Christmas queen and an interior designer, and she's the best. I'm going to add a link to her page. She does beautiful garlands also, but if you're like me and you like to be creative and you have just a wide mind of ideas that you want to try, then you will be perfect for this. So go check out her page. She has lots of tips on garland placing, how things that you can put in your garland, just everything that you can imagine. So go check out her page, and I'm gonna let you guys get to the video. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm adding the garland to the wall after I screwed screws into the wall where I wanted to attach the garland. You have to do this kind of high in order to get a swagged look. If you want it to go straight across the wall, you may have to use a few more screws because you want your garland to be close to the wall. But I'm doing a swagged look, so I don't need that many screws. So I just attached it to the places where I wanted it to attach. After I got the first base garland attached to the wall, I went in and added a second garland over the spots where I wanted to add my fancy decorated moments to make them much fuller. So I attached extra pieces of garland over each spot where a nail was drilled into the wall. But I folded the garland in half, found the middle part, and I attached the middle part of the garland to the screw in the wall, and then I made sure to have it even on each side. After that, I went and added in a complementary garland, which is a more fancier kind of garland. As you can see, this is called a weeping garland, and I added it into the special spots that I wanted to also make more fancy and dramatic. So I just winded it in and used the branches of the base garland to attach it and hold it in. I'm not good at explaining anything, so I'm gonna just show you how to make a bow. Last year my bows were really crappy and I didn't like them, so I went to learn how to make a bow. So what I'm going to do is pull some out. We start off with a small loop by crinkling it together like this, and then you'll make your first loop and you'll crinkle it like this. That's your first loop. You use this part that's connected to the row and you want to twist it on the back side to put the pretty side on the outside. So, see, pretty side is on the outside. You fold it back to the middle. You want to make sure your loops are similar, kind of the same size. And then you want to twist it again in the back to put that pretty side on the outside, and then you'll make your loop a tad bit bigger than the first loop we made. And you crinkle it down together. See that? And you'll twist in the back that pretty side on the outside, and make it a tad bit bigger so that the loops in the back match each other. Isn't that pretty? And then you'll get your twist tie, thread it through, tie it really, really tight in the back. And then you have a bow. You cut your extra. And with this ribbon, I like to make it look very, make the loops look more loopy, because this ribbon here, you can pull it apart. See that? Not every ribbon can do this, but I discovered this last year when I used this ribbon, because I was pulling it off the tree to take my decorations down, and one of them ripped. So then I discovered I can make
4 loops into many. And you just pull them apart. Now you have many loops. Look at that. And you can maneuver them whichever way you want them to be. However you want them to line up or however you want them to fall. And go ahead and go stick it in the tree.
Okay, so then you want to go in and you want to add your bow to the special spots where you added your screws in and add the extra garland to make it more thicker. And you'll just wire in and twist in your bows to make those spots nice, extra special. And then after that, you want to go in and add your lights. So you want to loosely put your lights on first before you tuck them all in, and make sure you plug in your lights to make sure they work. Then after that, you go in and you make your bows extra special if you want to, and add in extra leaves, picks, glittery items, whatever you want to add in, just add it in, and then boom, you have a beautiful garland.
So now I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna add in these magnolia leaves that I glittered and spray painted into the spots where I think they will look good. Like that. And just stick them through there, and I'm gonna also add the fern, the glittered fern leaves in certain spots also, all through the garden. Here's another garland that I bought. I think I got this one from Hobby Lobby. This one is a more frosted, flocked look, where you can see it's kind of see-through, more of an icy look. I think I'm going to add this to it also.
So here is a little footage of me adding in that extra garland on top. I had ordered it from Hobby Lobby, so I felt like I should probably use it so it wouldn't be just sitting around. So I just, I think it was like 6 feet, and I ended up cutting it in half and added it to the extra special decorated spots on the garland. And I didn't even wire it in, I just laid it on top and adjusted it to the way I wanted it to look. So now we're going to work on the garland for the archway to my living room. We're going to start off with a base garland, which is basically a regular garland. You can get it from anywhere. You can get it from Burlington's, at home, any type of Christmas store, anywhere that sells Christmas decor other than Family Dollar and stuff. I don't think you can get these ones at Family Dollar or Dollar General. But they have wire in the inside, and it makes it so much easier for you to bend and tie things in the inside because it's basically made of all wire. So we're going to get that, and we're going to
spread the bristles wide open to get it ready for the second garland that you're going to put in the inside. Right here, I'm just cutting out red berries that was inside the garland because I don't like red berries and they're nowhere in any of my other decorations. So I just went through and I cut out all the red berries and I started to open up the garland to get it ready to accept a second garland inside of it. So right here, I'm adding in an extra string of lights to the lights that was already added into it from when I bought it to make it a little bit brighter. You want to always make sure you add in the correct color of lights. So my lights are a warm light, a warm light color light, and they're battery powered, so you can order these off Amazon. All you have to look up is battery powered LED lights, and they have all different amounts. I think this was a strand of 50 or 100 lights. I think it was 50, and I just wound them through from one end to the other side to give it extra brightness. So right here, I added in 4 adhesive hooks where I'm going to lay my garland on top. These do pull the paint off of your wall, so you might want to make sure you have some spackle handy and a can of paint if you're going to take them off after the winter time when you take your decorations down. But for me, I just honestly keep them up all year round because it really doesn't matter. I know I'm going to put another one up the following year. So I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to do the garland above my entry door to my house. It's a bit different from the garland that I did on my wall. It's a certain way you have to place the garlands in order to get the look that I'm about to do. So I've already measured my door, and I have the piece of garland that I'm going to use. I don't know if I told you yet or if I talked about it earlier in this video, but like I probably said, you can buy pre-made garlands. This is a pre-made garland, kind of. It doesn't have any ornaments in it, but it does have pine cones and berries in it. And I like the berries and I like the pine cones, but I'm not going to use berries in any of my decorations this year. So I'm just going to go in and I'm going to cut them out. I'm going to keep the pine cones in because I like the pine cones. And this is the exact same way I did my garlands for the garlands that are over my picture frames and above my windowsills. And after you measured your door and got the correct measurements, spread it out. I'm going to cut out these berries. And this is what I consider a base garland, because you see how these branches can bend and twist, and you can just use them to hold anything such as ornaments, balls, the complimentary garland in the inside of it. So I have my complimentary garland. This one is from Hobby Lobby. It's used in all of my other garlands that I did for my decorations. And what I'm going to do is first, let me get these tags off. I'm going to go into this also, and I'm going to cut out all the berries in this one. This one comes with berries also. We're going to remove the berries, and then I'm going to go and add it to this garland. But first, what you want to do is measure to make sure you have enough. And I have a little extra piece over here. But you see how this garland, all the needles go one way. They're all pointing downwards. So in order, you don't want your needles, like, to put it on and just have your needles going one way. You want needles to go one way here and then the other way over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure it out. I want it to be even in the middle. I want it to be, let's see, I'm going to cut it right here. Yeah, right here, pretty good. I'm going to cut that right there, and then I'm going to take this piece and turn it around and have the needles facing the opposite way. So that way you will have needles pointing both ways instead of them pointing one way. See what I mean? So now you'll put your bow right here in the center, and now you have needles pointing this way and you have needles pointing that way. So that's what you want to do. Let me put this in here. Why not? And you're going to pull a few of these back and use the bristles from the base garland to tie in the additional garland by twisting them right across each other and hiding it. Gonna go down, get you a branch here and here. You're gonna twist them across each other. And then gonna reposition the needles the way they're supposed to be. I'm gonna do one more here at the end. I think I even want to cut this piece and add an extra piece going through there. Let me measure this, get the middle. Okay, for this part, I think I need a little piece of either pipe cleaner or you can use some wire, some floral wire. So I'm gonna go through and this was a pre-lit garland, so all I did was measure the door space and I cut the stem and I unwound the lights from the other half of the garland. So I'm just gonna go back through and rewind them through the top of the garland, and then I'll be done and ready to put my bow in the inside. have all the lights through, and I'm going to go in with some snow spray and spray it so that you don't really see the wires, because I don't like wires. And then I'll let that sit for a day, and it should dry, and I'll be able to hang it.